Hello, everybody. So many of our innovation stocks, growth stocks, future-oriented stocks are down because for the past 18 months, it's always been the same thing. Old man somewhere on a board at the Fed utters words means the markets crash. The market has been a single issue market, which is the Fed, and now people are saying we're going to get another 25 basis point in November. This is entirely ridiculous, and this is so unfair for our companies that are making a lot of progress and whose success is increasing by the day. And many companies that I follow on the channel are moving forward despite this crazy market who just cares about one thing, which is the Fed. So today's video is a little different. Today's video I want to talk about 4 catalysts that really would not deserve their full video because they're too tiny to put in a full video. So I'm just gonna tell you positive news as opposed to the Fed, who has mostly negative news. Positive news about 4 stocks that I own and that I like very much. So let me get started. The first positive news is IMS has been seeing tremendous success with its app. And so this may be a good omen for the earnings for their Q3, because if you look at the IMS app, you can see it went a little down compared to a few days ago. But on the App Store, it's ranked number 9 out of all healthcare applications. And actually, a few days ago, it was ranking number 6 out of all of the healthcare applications. So you can see HIMSS is tracking some really serious names and really big players in this name, such as United Healthcare, right? That's a big player right there. So is MyChart. These are major players, and HIMSS is catching up in the rankings, which is stunning. I mean, I can't imagine how good the next quarter is going to be. It's going to be a great quarter. Also, if you look at HIMSS and if you look at their rating, you'll see their ratings are absolutely outstanding. Whether it is the App Store or Google Play, HIMSS is a company that consistently gets a high 5-star, a 4.9 for Apple, a 4.7 for Android. So this is a company whose success we can track in real time. And their app obviously is the main way that they sell their product. So seeing this success is a major catalyst for me for the stock, even though right now the stock is down 3% because market sells small caps because it doesn't distinguish the good ones from the bad ones and the good stocks from the bad stocks. And this is our opportunity to add more IMS. I added more IMS this morning. If you follow the channel, you know I buy stocks in very small amounts each day. I buy a little bit of stocks to play with my passion, which is owning stocks. So very happy to keep buying IMS at under $7. These prices are absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that the stock is down 3% right now, despite us seeing a clear success in the marketplace, to me is ridiculous. Okay, let me move on to another stock that I've noticed that many of you pointed it out also in the comment section, which is that Sea Limited Free Fire, their infamous game, which is what gave rise to this stock in 2020 and 2021. That game just got unbanned from India. This is a real surprise catalyst because you see that this is a stock whose earnings growth has been steadily declining because of that gaming division, was almost halved in 1 year. In 12 months, it was almost halved. And this was because of India banning their game Free Fire. And they've announced proudly 2 weeks ago that the game would come back and that Free Fire was coming back and that on September 5, Free Fire would be launched. And today is September 7, so that is wonderful. The game is launched, right? No, it is not. The game has not been launched, even though we've gotten this great news that the game will be launched. You'll see there's been so far 1 download of the game of Free Fire India. Why is that? Because the launch has been delayed by a few weeks, because India is not happy with how the game has been quote-unquote relocalized for India. India requires the servers to be located in India, and India is not happy of some of the localization that Free Fire has been doing. So now there's a few weeks out. It's a few weeks out, and this is sad in my view that this game is delayed right after they announced, because they broadcasted this victory video really looks like a Hollywood trailer of this great victory video. Download on September 5. And I can't imagine Indians, trying to download on September 5. And yeah, no, the game is not available, right? This app is not available right now. So anyways, they advertise that to their almost 13 million subscribers on YouTube. I don't know what they did on over social media. And it's delayed by a few weeks. So we'll see. It's still a catalyst. Now they have to launch the app, and I'm very hopeful. I mean, this changes the whole thesis. If the game is actually launched, and if the momentum was not killed, this could bring the game back to even a steady state. Like, even if this game never came back to the level that it was, but it stopped declining and we had a steady state in this game, this is a stock C Limited where we would have much greater visibility, because actually the growth of their e-commerce division and the growth of their fintech division could trickle down to us. Like right now, we're seeing great growth in e-commerce, great growth in C-Money, right, the fintech, but unfortunately, because gaming is declining so fast, we're not seeing that. Like, I would be happy with just a flat gaming revenue. That would be an amazing catalyst. So we'll see. I've watched a few YouTubers in India on YouTube, so discussing about the delay, and a lot of people seem pretty disappointed about that, but this game may come back. So we'll see. Stay tuned for more. Now, what's another stock where we've had great news, a great catalysts? Well, that's Airbnb. Airbnb, one of the least liked companies that I follow on this channel. And Airbnb, actually, we are seeing that they are added to the S&P 500. And so back on September 18, they will be added to the S&P 500. Now, the research is mixed on whether stocks go up once they're added to the S&P 500, and a lot of that has to do with whether they're tech stocks or not. Actually, if you look at whenever a stock gets added to the S&P 500, historically the returns are up, they're positive. But a lot of people have been cherry-picking data and shown that it was not true over the past 10 years, that over the past 10 years the return of an addition to the S&P 500 is actually negative. Now, I look at very long-term data. I think this is overall a positive for somebody who already owns the stock. And this is a big position for me, so I'm very happy about that. But that also means that I'm not going to be adding to this stock anymore. I'm just letting the stock run now, and I'm not adding to this stock. Because the benefits mean to me, in my view, that the stock is going to go up, because institutions are going to have to buy and own that stock over the next few weeks in order for them to rebalance the S&P 500. This also means that we should see reduced volatility in this stock, because they will have a greater institutional base, a greater amount of institutions owning that company, which also means that for me, who tends to buy on downward volatility, I tend to buy when the market overreacts. That's fewer overreactions of the market, because now Airbnb is supposedly supposed to become a more stable company because it's in the S&P 500. Now, we know that may have changed a little bit, because whether it's Tesla or Facebook, their volatility has been just as crazy as any small cap stock, and they're a major stock in the S&P 500. But there's other benefits. Another benefit, for example, is for the credit rating. We know that a lot of credit rating agencies look favorably to stocks being in the S&P 500. So that could be hopeful to them, because they could get their credit rating upgraded. And as credit ratings go up, not only can they finance at a cheaper cost should they decide to do some financing, but also it opens up more institutions to buy the stock. More and more institutions can buy the stock the higher the credit rating. Credit rating opens the gate. A high credit rating opens the gate for some institutions to buy a stock that previously could not. And lastly, there's some legitimacy. Like, you have a lot of portfolio managers who will not buy a stock if it's not in the S&P 500. Airbnb is now becoming one of the big guys, if that makes any sense. That is very positive for the stock, but I am planning on slowing down my purchase of Airbnb if the stock keeps going up like it already has since the announcement. And the last company with great news. This is great news. And I'm not going to spend too much time about this, because I know Bitcoin is not very popular among a lot of my stock followers, right? My viewers who are into stocks. But the fact that FASB adopted fair accounting value for Bitcoin, that it's coming to Bitcoin, is absolutely tremendous, because Michael Saylor, so Microstrategy, right, they've posted losses over the past year and a half that made no sense. They've posted billions of dollars of losses. Now, why did they post those billions of dollars of losses? That's because Bitcoin has to be marked down to its lowest value within the trading quarter, but it can never, ever be marked up. That's how it used to be, such that Bitcoin, of course, was very volatile, and it went as low as $15,000. And so MicroStrategy has had no choice but to mark it down for that quarter at $15,000, the lowest price. And so the market does not do any digging, does not dig deeper. And when they see the stock with a loss in the billions of dollars, they get scared, which is not true. It's not a loss. If you haven't sold, you haven't lost it. So what this means is that as Bitcoin goes up, now MicroStrategy will be able to report positive earnings, like very, very high earnings, because of fair value accounting as it goes up. And this is a major benefit. There's also another indirect effect of the fact that it's now getting a fair value accounting treatment for Bitcoin, is that now a lot of CFO, right, chief financial officers, are avoiding career risk. There is now much smaller career risk for a CFO to own Bitcoin, and there used to be a very high career risk for a CFO to add Bitcoin, because if a corporation bought Bitcoin and Bitcoin was very volatile that month, they had to mark it down to the lowest price, which absolutely made no sense. So Michael Saylor has been pounding the table on this change in FASB for maybe a year and a half. And this is finally happening. So this is a wonderful news for corporate adoption of Bitcoin and for the biggest corporate owner of Bitcoin, which is MicroStrategy. And I own MicroStrategy as one of my proxies for Bitcoin, in addition to pure form Bitcoin. So these were the 4 catalysts that are too tiny to deserve their own video, but that can deserve a common video. And so if you follow these stocks, I hope you learned something. You may have heard of them because some of this news is a few days old. But that was the theme of my video today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This was not investment advice, just entertainment. I hope you were entertained. I appreciate your likes. I appreciate your subscribes. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.